So as the old saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Is that true? Probably. I think that's true more times, way more times than not, right? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. But sometimes the best plans, the best drawn up plans still fail. Now, why is that? How can that be? If you plan, if you figure all of the possible pitfalls, if you figure all of the things we need to do, gathered all of the information, did all the research, and we are still failing. How can that be? Well, unfortunately, sometimes there are things that happen to us that we simply cannot control. And this happened to me just yesterday. So on my radio show, the No Nonsense Market Domination radio show, I did everything I needed to do to plan for my show. I was ready. Had my music ready, had my show notes ready, had everything ready. I was ready to go. And then 3, 2, 1, we go live. We were going live on the radio. We were also going live on Facebook and, here, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and what have you. Come to find out, and everything was planned, except I wasn't on the radio. And the whole time that I knew I wasn't on the radio, I've been informed that I wasn't on the radio. So you could not hear me on the radio side. You could hear me on the visual side, but you couldn't hear me on the radio side. Right? So what to do? So we're already going. So we already launched. What am I supposed to do? So is this something that I can't control? Yes. Did I plan for this to happen? No. Why didn't I plan for this to happen? Well, because it doesn't happen, right? It normally doesn't happen. So I ended up getting hit with something that I had no control over. As business owners, as entrepreneurs, that happens to us often. We're hit with something that we cannot control, right? But we are still responsible for figuring it out. We're responsible for figuring it out. And yesterday, that's exactly what I had to do. So in the midst of being live, visually like this, being live, doing the show that's supposed to be transmitted through the radio, I'm fiddling around with the technology, and me and Steve are trying to figure this out. What's wrong? What's going on? Finally, we figure it out, and it was important. I think there's a couple of takeaways here. For a couple of takeaways remaining in the realm of entrepreneurship, business ownership, leadership. So the first was, be prepared for things you cannot control, because things happen no matter how well you plan. Number 2, remain calm. Remain calm while you are in the midst of chaos. Remain calm while you are in the midst of chaos. Because I'm pretty sure. I mean, it was hot in the studio yesterday. It got a little bit hotter when realized we weren't on the radio, but you're in front of people. So you got to make sure you stay calm. As a manager, you have to make sure you stay calm in the midst of chaos. As a leader, you have to make sure you stay calm in the midst of chaos. As a business owner, an entrepreneur, you have to stay calm in the midst of chaos. And the third takeaway is find a way. Figure it out, find a way. And ultimately, that's what we did. What happened was there was a setting that was switched off. How did it get switched off? I don't know. Does it matter how it got switched off? I think it does. Moving forward, it didn't at the time. What mattered was it getting switched back on so that we could actually be heard on the radio. Once that was switched back on, we were back in business. But having the wherewithal, having the calmness, you get that from yoga. So for me, I learned that from yoga, relaxing into the stress and easing into the chaos. That's what we did. So once that was switched over, back on IBGR. So I want to share that with you because I know that as hard chargers, we plan a lot of stuff and it doesn't always work out. Focus on what you can control. So one of my sayings, control the controllables, and find a way. Find a way when you're hit with things that you can't control. So real simple. Want to leave you guys with that today. Be sure if you like this message and messages of mine like this, share them with people you know, share them with people you like, share them with people. You can share them with people you don't like, I suppose. Maybe they can get something from it. I don't know. Follow me on social media. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already done that. You might be watching there. You might, on the rebroadcast of this, there'll be a subscribe button right there. So you can subscribe that way. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, what have you. All Things David Wilson is my handle for most of those things. And you can visit me at www.allthingsdavidwilson.com. Thanks for watching, and be prosperous, be strong, be safe, and remain socially distant. Have a marvelous day, and we'll see you next time.